Hi everyone, I'm Jackie Garcia Morales, co-founder of Why We Read. In honor of National Reading Year, we're collecting stories around one simple question. Why do you read? Today, I'm joined by Amanda Romanick. Amanda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jackie.
Before we start, can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
Sure. I am a children's book illustrator. I illustrated Look Up, Fontaine the Pigeon Starts a Revolution, and also the book Mooncat with author Casey Cole.
Amanda, when did reading first become a part of your life?
I've been reading since I was little. My mom used to read to me, and I was very interested in it. I think I wasn't in kindergarten yet. I was definitely in preschool, but I remember sitting and kind of memorizing the book and being really excited to try and read it myself. I was probably maybe at least 4 years old, but I believe reading's been a part of my life since I was born.
What's one book from childhood that you never forgot?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It was the little golden books, and I liked it because I really liked the artwork in it. But as I got older, I have many, many more. There was Into the Land of the Unicorns. It was like the Unicorn Chronicles. I used to read Ghost Horse. And I also really loved The Bridge to Terabithia and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Those were my favorites.
Let's talk about your relationship with reading. So has it changed over time as you've gotten older?
The only thing that's changed is now I do a combination of reading books, fiction, and news articles, of course, and a lot of audiobooks. So that's really all that's changed. My audiobook favorites are always neurology. It's what I studied before I went into illustration, so I'm always listening to audiobooks about like neurology or about biology. All of my nerdy books are on Audible.
How has being an author and illustrator changed your relationship with reading or your passion for it?
It has made me more intentional when it comes to developing my son's love of reading. It hasn't changed my love of reading much. I still love it just as much, but it has made me put more effort into making sure he has a love of reading and that other children do as well. It's one of the reasons that I put so much effort into my artwork, is because I believe that children's books are the bridge to getting into novels, and I want children to start practicing that, developing that imagination that's part of reading.
Speaking of children and younger people today, do you think that reading feels different now than it did 10 or 20 years ago?
Absolutely, especially for kids. They're not reading on their own complex stories, not even in school. They read just little like excerpts of things, and they don't get a lot of time to sit quietly and pick up a book and really just become a part of the story the way that we did, because they're distracted by their iPads.
Why do you think reading is still important?
It's super important because it's intimate, and when you read, you kind of learn more about yourself. It's expansive, so I think that's extremely important.
What would you say to someone who feels like they're not a reader? Do you have any advice for them?
I would say that if you feel like you're not a reader, it's because you're not able to imagine the story well, put yourself in the story, and I believe it's a muscle. So I would say start with graphic novels, and then start with really short, simple, like young adult books, something funny, just something that you have an interest in, and you start there, and just a little bit at a time, because you'll develop that muscle of imagination, and then it'll become just a wonderful thing to do.
Now, the hardest question here. Why do you read?
I read because I'm able to become a part of a story. I'm able to have an emotional experience and reaction to that story, and I'm able to learn more about myself.
Amanda, thank you so much for sharing your story. And for our listeners, if you want to join the movement with Why We Read, check the link in our bio.